Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway World. Disney's Aladdin, which is one of the most successful animated films of all time, has been released on Blu-ray and digital download. And the cast of both the blockbuster hit film and the Broadway sensation have come together to celebrate this magical, unforgettable classic.
I think there's something written here.
10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck.
Say the magic words. Genie, I wish for you to make me a prince.
He has the lamp.
We're never gonna get a hold of that lamp!
How cool is this for the two of you to come together today?
It's awesome. I'm such a huge fan of Adam's. I saw the show on Saturday. He's amazing. He's incredible.
Thank you, Scott. He helped make this happen. I mean, all the people that are in this room that are here today created the magic that got us to where we are today. And it's weird to think about just the 5 years that I've been working on this and the 25 years that the show's 23, whatever it is, in existence. It's such a journey, and it's incredible that we're still going and that there's new people coming into the show on Broadway all the time and becoming new fans, and it's amazing to think about it like that.
It's got to be surreal for you because, I mean, it wasn't available on Blu-ray or anything. It was available on VHS.
That's
where everybody, and I'm sure for you too, I mean, what's it like sitting with him and just like hearing the voice?
Yeah, it's true. If I close my eyes I see the character in my head. Yeah, that's it. And I see it. I see him there. And so it's pretty surreal. It is that's pretty much the only word to use to describe the whole experience. And he's put such amazing work into it, and it's just magical, right? So and I look over there and I see Linda Larkin, and I see the two Jasmines sitting over there. It's just bizarre, but in an amazing way.
Sure.
Yeah.
And seeing him in the show, I mean, you probably never dreamed when you went in for this audition, which I think was just an audition for you at the time, right?
Yeah, I was acting on a sitcom at the time, and I was a kid. I was maybe 15, and my mom said, "Oh, after work today, you have an audition for some cartoon." We didn't know what it was, and like I said before. Had I known that 25 years later I'd be sitting here talking about it, that it would be this classic, that it'd be a Broadway hit, I probably would have been so nervous I would have tanked the audition. I was very fortunate. My ignorance saved me.
I love that. So when you were working on this, I mean, then you realized it was Disney, it was Aladdin. How did you know you were cast? What was that last callback like for you?
Well, the craziest thing about getting this part is that I wasn't the first Aladdin. I think there have been others along the way, and then they kept modifying, well, how old should Aladdin be? How, what should he have what kind of voice? And then so they finally, I settled on me, but I had no degree, I had no confidence that I was going to go see the movie and my voice would be in the movie. For all I knew, they could have replaced me at the last minute. And so when I finally got to that first screening and heard myself talking, it was a huge relief. But it was amazing. The first screening I saw was a work in progress screening, so half the movie was just pencil drawings, and it was amazing. And when you're doing a Broadway musical and you're up on stage with all these people and everybody's there together, doing an animated film as an actor is very isolating. You're alone in a booth for a long time. You forget there are hundreds of people working on this thing. So for me, that was a big revelation, to see the movie and to be with all these people that had worked on it, and it all came together. It was cool.
Today is the kickoff of the Blu-ray. How excited are you?
I'm excited. It's very interesting after, is it 24 years now? 24 years, yeah, it's a long time. We've been together, Jafar and I, a long time, so it's exciting.
Gilbert was saying it seems like yesterday, but it seems like such a long time ago.
Yeah. Gilbert and I were recently on a train going somewhere. Is that what he told you? Or no? Oh, we were on a train going somewhere, and I said, Gilbert, do you realize how long it's been since that actually, and it was something related, closely related, and it wasn't a publicity thing, it had to do with a function. And I said, when we went into audition for that film, it was just a job. That's all it was. And it was a good job, and there were jobs that everybody wanted. And we both agreed that we could not have imagined in a million years that we would be here still talking about it after all these years. I mean, it just didn't seem possible. It wasn't,
When did you realize that this was going to become as successful as it has?
Well, when I first saw the film, I actually thought it was a fantastic project. Actually, frankly, because of Robin Williams and Gilbert Gottfried, I think that it had an edge to it that Disney movies prior to that had not had, and it was still a classical Disney movie, but it had a modern edge to it, and I think that sort of it took it up to kicked it up a notch, or however they say that, and I do think that turned it into something that nobody quite expected. I thought that the first time I saw it, I thought that it would have legs in some other fashion. I don't even think there was such a thing as Disney theatrical at the time. I don't think it had been invented yet, but I really think that it was in the ether. I think that there was no way that it couldn't become something else at that point.
You met the film cast.
Yes, I did. It's surreal and amazing. One, it's crazy because one, I get to work with Jonathan Freeman every single night. But two, to kind of all of a sudden get to meet Linda, and then to get to meet Gilbert, and get to meet Brad, you kind of like, this is awesome. Because these are people I listened to when I was 17 years old. And they're just as sweet and nice and amazingly talented folks, so it's really cool.
On that VHS tape, right?
On that VHS tape, yes.
And they're both sitting right opposite us now, right?
I'm trying to concentrate on you, because you know I love you, but I'm trying not to go, they're really over there. They're really over there. That's the cool thing.
Tell me what it's been like. I mean, Aladdin coming out on Blu-ray and digital download. This film is beloved by millions of people. Why do you think that is?
Because it's a wonderful story, and it's a story that everybody can relate to. There's a part of you in your life where you wish, even people now, say, God, I wish I could do this, I wish I could do that. And you get to follow this character, have his 3 wishes, but then you also realize that maybe your life is fine the way it is before the wishes, kind of got in the way. Also, it's got some of the best music of any of the Disney films ever in life. Alan Menken and Howard Ashman, basically, as my mom likes to say, put their foot in this one. And it's hard not to love. It's infectious. It's just one of those infectious type of films, and that's why it's stayed the test of time for so long.
How did it all come about for you?
I went in there and I had the script and I was reading that, and then I was just started improvising around it and making stuff up, and then I hadn't heard anything back for a while, so I thought, well, that one's gone, along with a million other parts that were gone. And next thing I know, they called and said, we want you to be the parrot. And I showed up, and the stuff I had auditioned with, like the stuff I was making up in North Australia, they had done a really rough, primitive pencil animation on. And I remember cracking up watching that. It was...
So what was it like working on that? Did you have any idea when you were actually recording it that it would become this incredible success that it has?
It's funny. I was talking to some of the other cast members, and I remember to us it was like, we were all happy to have a job. In this business, any job you have, you're pretty much happy. And, I understood Disney. But it was like back then it was a job. And it was the kind of thing you thought, now when we finish this, we'll look for the next job. And, you just don't think of it in terms of how long and the impact.
Yeah, but did you know each other before?
We met, yeah. I've been to see the show. Oh, that's so great. I've been to see the show twice. I went to the last preview, and then I went again on Saturday. So Courtney and I have known each other for like a year.
Yeah, like a year. And I told her the first time I met her, I said, I'm fangirling more meeting you than any celebrity that has come to see the show. I was like, oh my gosh, it's Princess Jasmine for real. It's crazy.
You were brought up, I know that James had watched it on VHS. You had a VHS too, because there was no disc available of this, yeah.
No, there wasn't. VHS all the way, VHS.
I love it. So growing up, like listening to her and then getting to meet her and then you getting to watch her do it on Broadway.
No, it's insane. Thank you. Thank you. It's insane. No, I'm just like hearing all of these stories today. And I'm just sitting back like, wait, don't ask me any questions. I just want to hear. I just want to hear what are the stories behind it. Like meeting Robin Williams and doing, just recording on the same day and all that kind of stuff. It's just amazing. It's incredible. It's like mind-blowing. The dream is still continuing. It's still continuing. It's so good.
How did you find out you got the job?
Oh, my manager called me. I was in Los Angeles. I'd been auditioning for it for 4 months. So it was every time I'd go back in for another callback, there'd be less girls in the waiting room and more executives on the other side of the glass. So I was like, I think I'm getting closer. And then my last audition, it was just me. So I was like, I might have this. But then I had to wait a couple more weeks, and they called and said that I got it. And I was like, I wasn't even excited predominantly. I was like relieved because it'd just been such a long process.
You being here for the release of the Blu-ray and the digital download.
This is crazy.
Yes, I know. It really brings it all together. It's a whole new world.
Yeah,
Broadway
it
meets
is.
film.
I know.
Do you trust me?
A whole new world. Don't you dare close your eyes. 100,000 hold your breath, it's better. Let me share this whole new world with you.
Keep your hands and arms inside the carpet. We're out of here!